Right. So our today we are going to discuss the concept of law of demand. Right. Law of demand states that keeping other thing constant, there is an inverse relationship between price and demand, which means when price increases, demand decreases. Price decreases, demand increases. And now the question arises that what are the other things that we need to keep constant. These are the things, basically these are the assumptions that we have to kept when we prove the inverse relationship between price and demand. And what are the other things? These are nothing, these are the factors affecting demand, right? These are also called the determinants of demand, which means like income of the consumer. Second one is taste. Third one is price of the related goods. Fourth is population. Then there are taxes also, right? So these are the factors which will affect the demand other than own price of the commodity. So that's why we have to keep these factors constant. Otherwise there will, if these factors got changed, there will be no relationship, or there might be direct relationship between law of demand, between price and price and own price of the commodity and demand, right? So we have to keep these factor constant. Okay. And for example, if the income of the consumer changes, right? For example, if the income increases, if there is a rise in price, own price of the commodity rises, and income of the consumer also increases. So there are chances that demand may not fall, or may not change, right? Because when price rises, and with that income also rises, so consumer will not decline its demand. There will be no decrease in demand because of the rise in the income of the consumer. That's why we have to keep these factors constant, because these factors will ultimately affect the demand in some or other way, right? Then if we talk about the factors, if we talk about the price of the related goods are of two types. First is substitute goods, and second is complementary goods, right? Substitute goods are those goods which are used in place of each other with equal ease and satisfaction. Then there are complementary goods also. Complementary goods are those goods which are used together. So for example, tea and coffee are the best example of substitute goods, right? So if the price of the tea increases, if price of the tea changes, the demand for coffee will definitely change, because both are substitutes, right? So that's why we have to keep the, when we study the relationship, of price and demand of one commodity, like only tea, we have to keep the price of the coffee constant. Otherwise change in price of coffee will ultimately affect the demand of coffee, without the change in the price of the tea, right? So we have to keep these. The same case will occur in the concern of complementary goods also, right? Complementary goods are those goods which are used together, like pen and ink, right? Socks and shoes. So that's why we have to keep these factor constant, right? Right. Thank you.